but I didn't know how big. So at like $12 a piece, I could guess, but at least I'm not ordering straight from EK anymore. I'm buying from performance PCs in Florida, so returns are a bit easier and shipping is a lot faster.
Well, what did you need from the risers for?
The top radiator, the bend out of the radiator to the front was too sharp. So the bend, I couldn't get the fitting in because it was still like partially bent where it needed to go in.
Got it. Okay.
So I got a 20 millimeter extension and then a 90 degree so that I can just avoid that bend altogether, and it's just going to go straight across. The bottom ones are bent correctly.
Got it. So you overbent it?
Well, no, the bottom has support for the XE rads, but I have the mid-tier rads. So I have like an extra 2 inches
right
before the bend. So it looks fantastic, and I would love to do that on the top. I can't. The only way to do that would be a smaller radiator. But I like how things match size-wise up and down. But yeah, if you get the XE for the bottom, highly recommend getting extensions 90 degrees. And if you get the side, you're going to need to bend anyway, or put more side fittings. But honestly, I think the front looks better. Now seeing what I'm seeing now, I'm going to put 3 more fans in for that, where that side one would go, just for more intake, and that's going to look sick.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one, like, I still like the bend for that side one. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but,
Well, the thing is, though, coming at it from, like, 45 degrees, looking at it from the front is just going to be plain and boring. There's going to be nothing there.
But I'm using the front as a viewport, so, because I'm going to have RGB on everything, including the GPU, you'll be able to see RGB from all sides.
But it was like I was saying with the RGB strip on the front, it doesn't diffuse through the front clear glass. So it's just kind of like a boring strip versus the slightly opaque distro plate. It just glows. The whole thing looks fantastic. Even from the front, you can still see through it. You can see through the water. I can see all the RGB and the tubing and everything. I mean, I haven't tinted it yet, but I don't think that's going to change too much. I just think having 9 fans in there,
it's important.
It's going to look fuller, and it's going to have all that RGB aspect from the front and the side. Because I look at my computer from a 45-degree angle from the front, so I can see the side and the front at the same time. Let's do this.
I'm half tempted to get the RGB fittings too.
Which brand?
For supplies?
Pretty sure it was EK's.
You bet.
No, EK doesn't sell RGB fittings.
No?
Nope.
Huh.
And every RGB fitting that I found, because I was going to do the same, each one has independent cable runs you have to run to a hub in the back, and hiding all those is a bitch. And honestly, I don't think it needs it, because the clear tubes and the liquid diffuse the RGB from the system, so it already looks kind of like it's got RGB.
Well, you use the opaque.
No, I'm just running distilled water right now. I didn't want to put the dye and inhibitors in until I get all the tubes.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So I just wanted it functional. That's why there's a U bend on that top port instead of going to the rad. Because you can't just cap those, you have to pass through, because that's pump to reservoir pass through.
Yeah.
And I made that bend first try freehand. I'm really proud about that. And I was at midnight last night. Fuck it, I want this thing to work.
I was surprised you hadn't
Looking for supplies?
bypassed it yet.
Let's see what you bet, Commander.
It was literally my last step. It was just gonna be, I wait till Tuesday and do it, or I make one more quick bend of scrap tubing and get it to work. And I was watching temperatures like a hawk, because I'm like, I do not want to burn this thing out.
Then have to
But
do
yeah,
every
one
hour.
rad. One rad keeps up. Don't get me wrong, it's a space heater. It very efficiently dissipates into the air. My room is sweltering.
I don't think a second rad's going to help that, though.
No. It's just how efficient it's kicking it out into the air.
Yeah.
It's like 50 degrees outside, and it's like 75 in my room.
Yeah, I have to keep my window opened outside right now.
I opened the window and put a fan in to blow it out.
Yeah. I have a tiny ass room. Or not tiny, but my room is compact, so I have everything.
See, during winter, it's going to be amazing, because it's going to be, a 600 watt space heater.
Just overclock it when you want some more heat.
Actually, I think I've pushed the overclock to the absolute limits.
Right, yeah, PBO takes care of it.
How much further I can go. PBO is set really high, and I mean, I'm pulling 1.425 volt, which is the cap that I set.
Wasn't 1.55 the cap?
That's the chip cap. I set the voltage cap in the BIOS to 1.425.
Gotcha.
Because anything more than that makes me really nervous. I know they say it's fine,
but it's not normal.
And I'm pulling 5 gigahertz on half a dozen cores. I don't care.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I mean, I could set the PBO to like 5.2 and really burn this thing, but
detecting your presence in the Attican data cluster.
5.2 would be fun to run a test, though.
Oh god, would it?
6900 XT is pulling more records.
Yeah. Now that I've got the VRMs actively cooled, I can totally push this thing way harder. But not until I know I can replace this chip relatively easily, let alone the cost.
I haven't even played with the speeds on my 6800 XT yet.
I wouldn't even risk it.
Oh, with what I have, I mean, there isn't a better 6800 XT on the market, really. So,
it's more just
cooling.
bricking it.
Well, with the cooling on this thing, I mean, the thing is, it's a monstrosity. I mean, I've never seen a video card this big before. Like,
and XFX makes great shit. They always have.
Yeah. Yeah, they are the EVGA for AMD. Because I don't believe they make...
Back in Socket 775, I had an XFX motherboard, and I loved that thing to death. My Q6600, it pushed it to hell and back.
Does XFX even do Intel and NVIDIA shit anymore? I think they're exclusively AMD.
They don't do motherboards at all, period.
DFI is a brand that I miss. They were like a small company, but they only put out like the high-end shit.
I'm curious. I found the line item for percentage TDP, so I'm going to load back into Tarkov and see what the GPU pulls. Because an idle, it's pulling 75 watts.
I'm curious to see what Star Citizen pulls.
You know? Because Warzone's patching right now. On Tarkov. Percentage TDP. In menu, I'm at 38%. Oh, there is a spike. 167 watts, 230 watts.
I was going to say, your CPU is capable of pulling 350.
Oh, this is GPU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I want to see if this 1080 Ti can get absolutely demolished.
Oh.
Because I have it set to 120% TDP in the overclocking software. Well, actually, it's only in the 90s. 90% TDP. And that's full bore. Oh, 95.
Well, what do you have its, what do you have the voltage cap set to on it?
It's a slider, and it's set to 120% of TDP.
I think you can manually set it, too.
I can. I don't want to. This is just a boot. I don't want to fuck with the core.
I guess CPUs are so fucking rare at this point.
Yeah, it's spiking at like 95, 97%. It's not going into this over 100%.
I've at least got a 1080 Ti, worst case scenario for the time being.
Exactly.
I'm too lazy to sell a PC right now.
1975 megahertz for the GPU clock, which is respectable. I know some crazy overclockers can get the 1080 Ti above 2000. I ain't gonna fuck with it. Yeah, 250 some odd watts. Something like 278, 279 is the peak.
Still.
And that's at. Oh, you know what? This hideout has a frame limiter. It's hitting 120 frames and stopping. That's why it's not going beyond. Let's see how quickly it starts. Assuming there's not some crazy patch.
There shouldn't be right now. After seeing the tour of the freaking Javelin and seeing the size of the Bengal, I'm genuinely excited about that event. Like, I know we're not gonna see the Javelin for another year to 2 years, but like, because it won't come out until the game's ready, I don't think. Outside of maybe the odd stress test, but
that'll be more in the test realm, though.
We'll see it in the
What's going on?
what do you call it? Squadron 42 before we see it in the universe, I think.
Oh yeah, as a map. That's still to be determined.
Yeah. Although the tech, some of the biggest tech they needed, they've been basically pushing out recently. So AI looks like it's pretty much done, because AI works really good when the servers aren't stressed, which they can't get stressed in Squadron 42.
Well, they don't have to render hardly any of the exterior.
Well, it's more the it doesn't have to process, you know, a few thousand NPCs, because
Yeah, true.
it's only got what's in the immediate game, no other players or anything. Let's go murder some more instant animals. Oh, this is the monkey one. God damn it. I hate this one.
Oh yeah, update is available.
Really?
It's a small one, 20 megs.
Huh.
Yeah, entire system responsiveness has just gone through the roof. I think my SSDs are happy not to have that hot GPU blowing right at them.
Didn't you have heat sinks on them?
Yeah. My game drive, though, is below the graphics card.
Ah.
So now that GPU puts out 0 heat inside the case, it's really happy.
That was a little extreme, wasn't it?
Remind me to stay on your good side, Commander.
Oh, that's right. Murdering monkeys gets you Renegade. Well, the first one does.
Mm-hmm. And oh, come on, who doesn't want to murder monkeys?
And I have the 2 goody kids in my squad right now, because you can actually get achievements for having just, like before it was like have them in for 66% of the game. Now all you need to do is have them in your party for 5 missions.
Oh,
So I'm just,
easy enough.
yeah, that's all I've been doing, is just bringing, I don't have Liara yet. I'm gonna wait and bring Liara after I go to Vermeer, because apparently she gets all like pissy that you found everything else without her. She's like, I'm the genius, and he just falls into your lab, blah blah blah. And so I'm gonna do it that way. The interactions sounded pretty funny.